I'd like to call to order Dauphin County Board of Commissioners Commissioners Workshop Meeting for Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025. We'll begin with a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. We'll begin with a review of the minutes. We'll just so we have these for next week's approval. Is there any questions for August 27th workshop legislative or salary board meeting minutes? Hearing none, move on to executive sessions held between meetings. Mr. Haggard.
On Tuesday, September 2nd, an executive session was held to obtain the advice of legal counsel regarding procurement, RFPs, financial matters, and personnel matters.
Any questions of Mr. Haggerty? Hearing none, we'll begin with public participation on agenda items only. Just a reminder, we are being live streamed, and it's a 3-minute cap for those wishing to give public comment on agenda items only. Anyone for public comment on agenda items? Seeing none, directors and guests, we'll begin with Human Resources, Cassie Roshinsky.
Good morning.
Morning.
Today I'm asking for a vote on the salary board items that we tabled last week, as well as item 22 on the personnel packet.
Great. Do I have a motion for the item before us on salary board, A1 and 2?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Hartwick. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Priest. Any discussion?
Yes, can we just get an explanation on that topic? It was tabled last week from the Chief of Staff, please.
Yes, good morning. A couple years ago, a promotional plan was put in place as part of our IT department. The individual in question spent significant time and effort with additional training and certifications as a web app developer and has completed a number of requirements that were part of the plan to secure this promotion. So the salary board item is reclassifying the position itself, and the personnel packet item is the corresponding promotion.
Any further questions? Comments?
And it is budgeted for.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. And we need a vote on item number 22 in the personnel pack, which
Yes.
I believe is reflective of this, correct?
Correct.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Hartwick. Do I have a second?
I'm sorry, just for clarification, what number?
22.
This is the same.
It's the one from last week that was tabled for moving him into the salary board role.
Yeah, here. I don't have that.
Item 22. Okay. Are you good with seconding?
Second.
All right. Moved by Commissioner Hartwick, seconded by Commissioner Priest. Any discussion?
Yeah, I just want to know how this correlates to the salary, because again, there's two different salary ranges that are listed. One that establishes a brand full-time salary, and then one that increases salary, in this case, by almost $4 an hour.
So as an example, when you look at a position itself, there is a pay range that a individual might fall into. For example, not speaking about this particular individual, but hypothetically, let's say they're at step 5 on a pay range. To move them to a higher level that may not be within the pre-existing pay range, you would reclassify the position, establish a new pay range at which they would still come in above the minimum of that pay range, depending on where they were at the step for the position itself. So I would think of the personnel packet as relating to the individual, and the salary board item as relating to the position itself.
So the position sets a new floor?
Correct.
but the promotion pathway plan related to the achievements that this individual has evidently overcome and achieved permits them the raise that's reflected in the salary.
Correct. Within the new range of the reclassified position.
Again, I just want to. It'd be good to see what sort of what that trajectory and pathway is for budget purposes, so we know, as we're projecting, it would be good to know who else is on that trajectory, what that potential impact is. Be another consideration as we were discussing the budget. So, understood.
Okay, I believe we have a motion and a second before us. Any more discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries. Thank you, Cassie. Director of Budget and Finance, Christopher Davis. Good morning, Mr. Davis. How you doing?
I have no changes to the purchase order packet that was sent out earlier this week. I'll be ready for your vote approval next week.
Great. Any questions of Mr. Davis? All right. Appreciate it. Chief Clerk's report, Mr. Haggerty.
Good morning, Commissioners. There are several items requiring board action on today's agenda for your consideration. One domestic relations agreement, a one-year renewal of our existing fleet management software, several tourism grants to local police departments, and a tourism grant for PIAA wrestling and basketball events. That concludes my report, unless there are any questions.
Any questions of Mr. Haggerty? Hearing none. Solicitor's report, Mr. Owens.
Thank you, Commissioner. All matters requiring board action have been reviewed and approved by the Solicitor's Office.
Any questions of Mr. Owens? Hearing none. First order of business is the training packet that is before us. I believe we have one item on the training packet. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion for approval of item number 1, referencing the tax assessment.
Motion made by Commissioner Priest, seconded by Commissioner Hartwick. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Matters requiring board action. We'll begin with items 1 and 2. We'll vote on the tourism grants separately. Do I have a motion for items 1 and 2?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Hartwick. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Priest. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carries. We have tourism grants before us. Do I have a motion for the tourism grants before us? Items 3 and 4.
I have a couple questions. First of all, I'd like to make a motion to table tourism request. I had asked questions related to a sufficient current balance and figuring out ways for us to meet our current obligations related to this. This is a conversation, while supportive, I was not a part of, and one that I still have some remaining questions related to. And while I believe these projects may be very valued, I certainly don't want to spend money that we don't have. So at this point, I'd like to make a motion to table these, and I'll table 3 and 4 for that matter, so we can make sure that we have a reconciliation of all tourism-related requests to ensure that we're meeting our obligations and have the money to pay them.
A motion on the table, or a motion to table items 3 and 4. Is there a second?
Second. I have a question. Is anyone here from Economic Development? Hi, Brooke. I just have a question on this.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. So of these totals in front of us, A through F, under 3 and then 4, do we have money left over in this year's tourism allocations to even do this?
The budget from when Autumn left, our budget was $3.4 million. With the remaining budget as what we see, there's a little over 10,000 remaining.
Oh, so then if we were to approve these, we don't have the money to.
Correct. With the additional tourism awards that were given out after the fact, it brought us up very close to that 3.4 budget that she had when we closed the tourism application process.
And then I'm fully in support of tabling this item. Thank you.
Is that a second? Or you already maybe provided a second. Yeah. Okay. Any other discussion? We have a motion to table, a second. All in favor to table?
Aye.
We'll table items 3 and 4.
I'm happy to sit down and review the budget with you to show you what I'm seeing versus what was approved and what we have.
Hey, when I had found out about the request, I had asked the question, and that was even before there was additional allocations, and I knew that there was not enough remaining balance that was uncommitted for us to
Yeah,
be able to make these
I
commitments.
think initially, just with everything that was approved, we're down to just over 10,000. So.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, just a point of clarification, was that a unanimous 3-0 vote? Or what was that? Thank you.
It's 3-0 to table.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Former business, no former business before us. New business. I will be, during today's new business, I'd like to inform the public that I will be introducing a resolution on next week's agenda to vote. The resolution reaffirms the exclusivity of our board, our exclusive authority of this Board of County Commissioners to enter into contracts on behalf of the county. It further clarifies that the county shall not engage in any contractual relationships with Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, nor provide information to ICE unless required to do so under applicable federal and state law. This is a matter that has garnered considerable input from the community. Over the past several months, we've received numerous letters and formal communication from elected officials, community organizations, and constituents, all urging the board to take clear stance that upholds constitutional protections of due process. In response, the Solicitor's Office has undertaken a thorough legal review over the past 3 months to ensure that the resolution is firmly grounded within a legal, fiduciary, and constitutionally responsible process for this board, and something that we have the authority to do. It focuses solely on the matters within our authority as county commissioners and affirms our commitment to lawful, transparent governance. I look forward to discussing this further and bringing it forward next week for a vote. With that, we'll head into commissioners' comments. Commissioner Hartwick.
I have nothing today. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Priest.
Well, based on your recent comments there, I have a question of the Solicitor's Office, who I believe you stated they have taken time to put this information together.
Yeah.
Correct. Has anybody from the Solicitor's Office communicated at all with the District Attorney or the Sheriff's Department on this topic?
Very little.
Okay. I just want to remind everyone, as I did last week, that coming up this weekend is our annual Jazz and Wine Festival at Fort Hunter, and our parks in Dauphin County utilized a great deal throughout the year. Over 900,000 people attended our parks last year and the events there, and I just want to give a shout out to our Department of Parks and Recreation that will be hosting the event this weekend. It's the premier wine and jazz festival along the East Coast. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Priest. I'd like to just say on Monday, my daughter and I got an opportunity to walk through Capona. It was actually the second time walking through over the weekend, and a few hours later, obviously, there was quite a tragedy that took place, and I just want to say that our hearts go out to all the victims of that, certainly the victims who were hospitalized, but also the people who were onlookers who witnessed that and the challenge that is, and just want to encourage everybody to, if they're dealing with PTSD from that experience, to really reach out and get help. I also want to thank our first responders for their quick, springing into action and ensuring that, it wasn't worse than it was and that people got the care that they needed in that moment. Certainly, we know the challenges that have been for many of the festivals that have taken place, but we also know the beauty that it is to gather together in community and to enjoy celebrating with one another. And so we want to continue to see those happen in a safe way for our community. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to give first day of school fist bumps to many in Harrisburg School District. I started at the high school as high schoolers got off the bus. They were real excited to be there. They're always, super chipper for first day of school vibes, as who's this crazy guy trying to give me a fist bump. But then I headed over to Ben Franklin and got to be with the elementary students as they came in, and just want to celebrate all those who are either started back to school last week or this week, and just want to ensure that everybody has a great kickoff to the school year. We did have an employee appreciation day at the Senators game this past weekend. Just want to thank everyone who came out and made that possible. Also want to thank our chief clerk's office for helping organize that, along with economic development, and want to thank the Senators, and want to continue to try to find ways to honor our employees. I think it's a step in the right direction, and ways that we can build community amongst our employees and create opportunities for them to be appreciated. And so just want them to know we appreciate them. And then finally, something happened over the last week. I want to welcome Micah Parsons to the Packers. For those of you who don't know, 10 years ago, I moved here from Wisconsin. I'm a huge Packers fan. Go Pack Go. And it's good to see the synergy of Harrisburg and the Packers come together. And Edgar's in the back waving. He's a Cowboys fan. And yeah, it's exciting to see Harrisburg's own go to the Packers, and we're wishing him all the success there. All right, with that said, any correspondence will be received by the Chief Clerk's office, and we'll begin with public participation. Just a reminder that it is a 3-minute cap on public participation. I believe I have Layla Martin Garcia first.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Laila Martin Garcia. I am a resident of Lower Paxton Township. It's been my home for the last 9 years. When I first arrived to this country with my 1-year-old at the moment and my husband. And I am here today to talk about the Welcome County resolution for our county, for Dauphin. I've been very concerned the last month about the increase of the immigration and customs enforcement in our county, in our communities. I've experienced firsthand what ICE can do to our families, can do to our communities, can do to our businesses here in our city, in our county. And I'm here to show my support for having a welcoming county resolution to make sure that there's no collaboration with ICE, but then as well to send a message, a positive message to the residents of Dauphin County. So we make sure that we feel safe, we feel supported, and we feel valued, like I have. I am a naturalized citizen, but that doesn't protect me either from feeling the scaredness that you feel when you have ICE in your communities. Even a citizen feels this way. And we have many cases that we've seen citizens being taken by ICE. I'm a mom, I'm a resident, I'm an active member of my community, I volunteer, and I don't want to feel this way. And I don't want anyone to feel this way. No my neighbors, no my friends, no my community. This is a tangible measure that you can take. This is not going to cost any money. This is not going to have any negative impact, but something positive. Counties and cities that have adopted this have seen an increase in safety, have seen an increase in belonging, in welcoming, and it's been good for businesses. I know people care about that always. So I thank you for introducing this, and I thank you as well for considering. I saw there were no many questions except for one. If there's any question, if there's something that we can do, that I can do, I would be very happy to talk to you all. And I know there are other people in here that are happy too. So thank you so much, and I urge you please to support this policy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is Michelle Lucas.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for this opportunity. I am also here. My name is Michelle Lucas. I am a resident of Harrisburg, and I'm also here to speak about the critical importance of adopting the Welcoming County Resolution. I would like to say thank you to Commissioner Douglas for introducing this resolution, and just express how important I think it is for Dauphin County to, in his words, make sure we have lawful, transparent governance, and to cooperate with officials where it is lawful to do so, and to cooperate and support our citizens where it is lawful and appropriate to do so. My background, my family immigrated here from Greece 2 generations ago, and at that time, the Greek community was also considered somewhat suspicious. Greeks and Italians received their share of difficulty at that time, and since then that has faded away, and that is because the spirit of this country is one that is welcoming and is pluralistic and values the contributions made by our immigrants. This country was founded on it. Our immigrant community here in Dauphin County are hardworking, they are tax paying, they are the foundation of so much of what we benefit from as citizens of this county. I believe that this resolution would support employees in sharing appropriate but only what's necessary data, information, communications, etc., with law enforcement officials and immigration enforcement officials, and at the same time send a very powerful message to all of our residents that they are safe, that they are supported, and they are valued in Dauphin County. I believe there'll be very tangible economic benefits, helping the county to attract and retain talent and increase public safety. I'm also an educator, and I think that these are the values that we would want to communicate to our young people. And so hearing that message from our county commissioners would communicate that to the young people as well. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Guzman Rodriguez.
This is my first time speaking at one of these, so bear with me. I'm not used to the etiquette, but I'm going to do my best. I don't do well with public speaking, so I'm just going to read a statement that I prepared. So this is in regards to supporting...
Excuse me, could you please state your name for the record?
Yeah, I'm sorry. And my name is Guzman Rodriguez, and I live in Harrisburg. I'm speaking in regards to supporting the welcoming county resolution put forth. Donald Trump and his administration are a putrid stain on America and its history. Across the country, ICE agents are committing terrorism against the very people they should be sworn to protect. Families are ripped apart in homes, schools, and places of worship. People who speak out or resist are brutalized and silenced, and the ones held in custody and detention receive barbaric, inhumane treatment. Human beings, including children, are tortured and in some cases sexually assaulted because of the color of their skin or the language they speak. Some of these people are U.S. citizens, some of them are veterans. America is sending them to concentration camps, all in the name of making America a white nationalist state. They claim to be going after the worst, but 70% of detainees have no criminal conviction, and almost 50% are suspected of committing crimes as serious as traffic infractions. Meanwhile, the real worst of the worst get fast-tracked to serve in Trump's cabinet. They like to say they are the home of the brave, but all I see is a land of cowards. Conviction or not, no human being deserves to be treated this way. Cooperating with ICE in any way is co-signing this behavior. It's telling the citizens of Dauphin County that you approve of the atrocities committed at the hands of ICE and Trump, that you are okay with them being kidnapped and robbed of the constitutional right to due process. It would be the single biggest blow to public safety and undermine any efforts local law enforcement have spent trying to earn the trust of their communities. I am calling on you to do everything in your power, anything in your power, to stop these crimes against humanity, protect immigrants, and send Trump the message that Dauphin isn't a county of cowards like he is. Thank you.
Thank you. That is the extent of the list who signed up in advance for public participation. Anyone who would like to participate is welcome to come up and participate.
I just want to add that this appears to have been an orchestrated effort with pre-planned statements and an announcement that this is coming next week. Just wanted to state that for the record.
Good morning, Commissioners. Ralph Rodriguez, Southside Harrisburg. I can't believe we're already gearing towards the fourth quarter of the year. Fall's kicking in, pumpkins are showing up everywhere, and pumpkin spice lattes are appearing in our retail stores. But with that great news, I also like to present the 13th annual All You Can Holiday Christmas Drive. just a fantastic year we had last year for the 12th annual at the PA Farm Show. We were able to have over 5,800 in attendance and distributed over 11,000 presents to at-risk and high-risk families here in Dauphin County. So just wanted to come personally. This year we will be there December 20th from 12 to 4, and I invite my brothers here on the commission, the commissioners here in Dauphin County, doing a magnificent job. You've all attended events of ours, all you can, here throughout Dauphin County throughout the course of time, whether you are opening up with warm regards or just stopping by to say, hey, we'd love to see you. There also are sponsor opportunities, and we're looking for vendors. So we need all the help we can to provide holiday relief here for the 13th annual. And this is my formal invite to everyone. So good to see you all, and hopefully we can have further discussions. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
Keep up the great work. Thank you.
Anyone else for public comment?
Hello, my name is Rabbi Ariana Kaftauber. I'm a resident of Harrisburg as well, and I also am the rabbi of Temple Bethel. Hello, Commissioner Prees, and all of you. Nice to see you today. Thanks for opening up this conversation. Commissioner Prees, I did hear about this legislation coming up about the Welcoming County resolution, and I just wanted to add my own voice to the mix. You all have been wonderful friends to the Jewish community here in Dauphin County, and we're so appreciative of the welcome that we have received. And for me, I as well am the grandchild of immigrants and refugees, and so these issues have always been close to my heart, the welcoming of another generation of immigrants. Our congregation helped with the resettlement of Afghan refugees that happened a couple years ago here in Dauphin County, which was really wonderfully orchestrated. And I'm still very close actually with one of the Afghan families that actually stayed in our basement for a while and now lives on 3rd Street and is doing really well. Unfortunately, some of the resources that had been available to them on a federal level, as you know, are being curtailed. And so just out of care for and compassion for that community, as well as the immigrant communities that our whole Jewish community has been supporting. Jewish Family Services, as you may know, for a while had a refugee resettlement program through the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, and unfortunately, they had to close that program because of loss of funding as well. But it's just still always been a really important issue to the Jewish community. And I'll speak for myself and say it's very close to my own heart. So I really, really appreciate the efforts of Commissioner Douglas and others to just help create a welcoming and safe environment for immigrants, notwithstanding the need for law enforcement, certainly, but just, whatever we can do as a county to help ensure that immigrants are treated well and safely and appropriately naturalized into our beautiful county here. So thank you all very much for your time.
Rabbi. Anyone else for public comment?
Morning.
Morning, Commissioners. Pam Parson, City of Harrisburg. I'm not part of this coordinated effort. So for the record, let me say that. Let me also say that I believe that's probably the first time that I've heard anyone on the dais point out that when folks came, it was part of a coordinated effort, when obviously there have been other similar things. So I'm speaking to you today, not as an immigrant in that sense, but as an immigrant, a descendant of German Lutherans from Hesse and French Huguenots who came here looking for religious freedom. And in coming here, they took land which did not belong to them. I am speaking to you today from unceded hunting territory land on the Susquehannocks, Conestoga, and the Haudenosaunee peoples, among others. In this county, we have a long and bloody history in dealing with people who are different. And this goes back before the founding of our country. As you may be aware, because we have historical markers from around this area, which talk about the Paxton Boys and the Paxton Riflemen and Reverend Elder, who attempted to commit genocide against the Susquehanna and Conestoga peoples. When I was a child, my family also supported refugees, Indian refugees who came here from Uganda, who have been here now in their second generation, soon to be third generation, who started businesses, who went to college, who made us richer as a people. So, history, it's not a fairy tale. It's not supposed to make us feel good. It's supposed to help us understand who our neighbors are. It's a story worth telling. Their stories, the people who came forward today, they're worth telling, even though they might be a complicated story. And I've paraphrased those last two comments are not mine. They are a paraphrase of Will Fenton, who is the producer of Digital Paxton at the Library Company of Philadelphia. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. Anyone else for public comment? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So second.
Moved by Commissioner Hartwick, seconded by Commissioner Priest. All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.